You're looking good, in form, great. I saw you performing on stage. How did you feel about that? How was that?
I thought it was alright, because we just got here straight away and got on out of the car straight on, so I might get here a bit early.
Oasis was one of the biggest bands in the world. They had the fame, the money, and the songs that defined the 90s. But behind the music was a storm. Two brothers, Liam and Noel Gallagher, whose constant fighting became legendary. Fans saw them argue in interviews, on stage, even in private moments caught on camera. For years, everyone asked the same question. What was the final fight that destroyed Oasis for good? Liam Gallagher has finally spoken out about that night, and his story reveals the painful truth behind the breakup. From the very beginning, Oasis was powered by the Gallagher brothers. Liam was the wild frontman with the voice of a generation, while Noel was the mastermind songwriter. Together, they created an unstoppable force. But behind the scenes, they clashed over everything: songs, interviews, even what to wear. Their rivalry wasn't just sibling banter. It was explosive. Fans could sense the tension building. And as the band grew bigger, so did the fights. Yet, nobody imagined how far things would go. The seeds of Oasis's downfall were already planted. By the mid-1990s, Oasis ruled the world. Their albums, Definitely Maybe and What's the Story, Morning Glory, made them international superstars. Stadiums sold out, records broke, and fans worshipped them. But success brought pressure. Liam's unpredictable behavior often clashed with Noel's perfectionism. Every tour was a test of patience. While fans screamed for Wonderwall, backstage the brothers were screaming at each other. Success couldn't hide the cracks, and in the shadows, one final battle was waiting to erupt. The late 2000s were different. Oasis wasn't the same band anymore. Years of fame, endless tours, and constant arguments wore everyone down. Liam wanted to keep the rock and roll chaos alive. Noel wanted control and professionalism. They were pulling in opposite directions. Insults became repartees. Outeen. Bandmates learned to stay out of it. The Gallagher brothers were like fire and gasoline. Together they created magic. But one spark could burn everything to ashes, and in 2009, that spark arrived. It was August 28, 2009 in Paris. Oasis was scheduled to play at the Rock en Seine festival. Fans filled the venue, waiting for the band to appear. But backstage, things were falling apart. Liam and Noel clashed over something small. Reports say it started with Liam mocking Noel and throwing things. The argument exploded into violence. Guitars were smashed. Shouting turned into threats. For Noel, it was the final straw. In that heated moment, he made a decision that would end Oasis forever. After the fight in Paris, Noel walked out. He didn't just leave the concert, he left the band. Fans were stunned when news broke that Oasis would not perform. Minutes later, Noel released a statement saying he could no longer work with Liam. His words were sharp. "I simply could not go on working with Liam a day longer." It wasn't just a brother quitting on his sibling. It was the death of a band that defined a generation. For many it felt unreal. But for Noel, the fight was final. For years, Liam stayed quiet about the details. He gave interviews filled with anger, calling Noel names and blaming him for leaving. But recently, Liam revealed more about that night. He admitted the fight wasn't just about Paris, it was years of tension, insults, and broken trust. "It wasn't one fight," Liam said. "It was every fight we ever had, all rolled into one." For Liam, the breakup wasn't just a tragedy for the fans, it was the loss of his brother. The breakup shocked the music world. Fans begged for a reunion. Rumors spread every year. But the wounds were too deep. Liam and Noel launched solo careers. Liam leaned into his rock star image, while Noel went for a more mature sound. Yet every interview seemed to circle back to Oasis. The shadow of that fight followed them both. Even today, fans argue, was it Liam's fault or was Noel to blame? Over time, Liam softened his words. He admitted he missed Oasis. In interviews, he often spoke about wanting a reunion. "We were better together," he said. The Paris fight haunted him, not because of the smashed guitars, but because of the silence it created between him and Noel. For Liam, the hardest part wasn't losing the band, it was losing his brother. Noel, however, stayed firm. He said Oasis could never return. It would be a step backwards, he told fans. While Liam reached out publicly, Noel closed the door. Some say Noel still carries the anger from that night in Paris. Others believe he fears the chaos of working with Liam again. Whatever the truth, Noel has never forgiven, and that silence keeps Oasis buried. So what was the fight that broke up Oasis? According to Liam, it wasn't just one night. It was years of battles, insults, and clashing egos. Paris was simply the final explosion. The truth is, Oasis didn't just break up in 2009. It broke up a little bit every day before that. Today, fans still dream of a reunion, but the fight between Liam and Noel lives on. And maybe that fight is the very reason Oasis will always remain frozen in legend, untouched, unfinished, unforgettable.